and then I'll get organised. First of all, you know, to the vacuums and things a bit later. But first of all, I had a visit from probably most of the local people, and a lot of our family there too, Margaret Gardner last night. And we had about an hour and a half together. And she wrote the most beautiful thing, which I'm going to read out. And if she'd been able to be here today, she would have been here. And so would Peter, who's not well and had mental appointments and is not today. And so I wasn't able to come. But I would like to read it out because it's very special. And but Margaret would have actually read this herself, but I sort of feel that nobody else can really read it except me, because we had I'll just put a little bit of background here. We had a travelling group that we travelled with for some years, and that's included in here. This is what it's all about. So she's really writing on behalf of that travelling group, and so I'll read it now anyway, and see how we go. It's quite long. I'm sorry about it being long, but Margaret would probably have read it far better than I was, because all the line is, Margaret is a very good organiser, speaker, and all the rest of it. But I'll read it out to you. Can you all hear me? Yeah. On behalf of our caravan group, I'd like to reminisce. So this is Margaret speaking, right? To get some perspective. on some of the many happy, fun times the 8 of us shared together over a period of 12 years between 2001 and 2013, travelling around Australia. The gang, as Sue labelled us, was John and Sue, Andy and Meg. Most of you will remember Andy and Meg Brown, and just to digress a little bit, Meg passed away last year, as all the locals know, and Andy is now in a home. Not able to care for himself. He's getting quite severe dementia, having had a stroke some years ago. Andy and Meg, Gloria and Alan. And for those who just know Gloria and Alan too, Alan's unable to walk now, and he's in a nursing home in a sling. And but Gloria's still in a self-care unit at the stage down in Buckley. Just keep my finger on the place. And Peter and myself, so that's my opinion. We were all retired and looking for some adventure, fun and friendship, which we had in heaps. On our trips we had big meal cook-ups, went sightseeing, swimming, walking, under some protest by some. I think they're pointing at me. Sorry, get some puzzle together. And best of all, played yoga every night in what was quite competitive at times, but never a crossword was spoken. There's not too many groups who go travelling together for years, and we didn't just do one trip a year, we did many trips a year on occasions, and there's honestly, you hear terrible stories about people going away in groups and coming back and never speaking to each other again. Well, that didn't happen with our group. And as Mark said, never a crossword was spoken. We might have had a slight disagreements, but it wasn't in a nasty way, So that was just amazing. John, being our eldest member, could be counted on to give wise help and information on any topic which you could mention. But his leadership as the lead man of the group came under serious scrutiny on a few occasions. John's shortcuts often led to disasters such as 4 caravans trying to make U-turns on the highway near Alexander Headland when he decided we were going the wrong way. Another shortcut when leaving Acacia Beach saw us on a narrow dirt road being led in over a small rise and into someone's private property. Mark and I just went into hysterics last night when we were reading this because it just brought so many memories back. Someone's private property. All 4 vans had to do U-turns again with much difficulty. The funniest shortcut was when we were coming into Warren, Western New South Wales. Peter and I had lost sight of the others, so called John on the CB to find out that we were now in front. John's shortcut was not short at all. Some family members said we were worried and needed a guide, but we did see a lot of unexpected places. Everyone knows that John loved his golf, as Andy and Peter. And Roy is here today. With Roy somewhere. Roy used to play golf with him regularly. Yeah, Roy. And he certainly loved his golf. As did Andy and Peter. And they checked out every golf course around the trip. At Woomera, South Australia, John's famous slice finished him up 2 fairways across the dry, sandy course from a grass mat that was placed down to tee off on. Another memory is of John and the boys lining up for me to give them a hair trim in places like Port Augusta and Bowen. It didn't take me long because between them they only had about 1 decent head of hair. Or pretty bald. One of the most memorable nights was in Scone Caravan Park on the Anzac Day weekend in April 2011. We cooked a lamb roast with all the trims, and Sue cooked her famous banana cake. Probably the last one I ever cooked them. And we celebrated John's 80th birthday in style. I met and presented him with the gang's first OBE. I'm sure you all know what OBE means. Over 80. To much laughter, what a night. This was his birthday verse, read to him as well. John's 80th. John is a chap that we've all known for some time. With him we have travelled the country all in a line. With his good wife Susie, of 50 great years, called Blimey, that's one of his favourite sayings, called Blimey, his jokes reduce us to tears. His talents are many, including his golf. But if asked to play with him, some guys would bolt. The reason is simple. There's too many trees. And our John likes to amble among them in the breeze. But all jokes aside, a more considerate man you'd be hard put to find in this great land. So let's raise our glasses and toast our good friend before his 80th birthday comes to an end. So that was from Margaret, and that's just so fitting for, just how we enjoyed our retirement. And, well, I haven't finished yet, sorry. I did tell the family not to be long, but... not to be long, but I'm going to probably be the longest of the lot. But then there's got a reason for that. You can hang on to this again. All those who knew John well will know that he had a little book in his pocket. That's one of the little books. That's only one of them, because all the rest is somewhere lying around Evans Head or Lismore or Ballina or something that fell out of his pocket. But anyway, he always had a book, and he always had a pair of glasses, just in case he needed them. And he always had a pen. So when we were out anywhere and somebody needed a pen, I'd say, John, can I borrow your pen? He always had that with him. And John, being the organised kind of person that he was, always had little scraps of paper everywhere, little scraps of paper. We'd write shopping lists on the back, writing everywhere. So I thought it was rather fitting that I'm not reading anything because I'm not good at writing down things I'm reading. But I thought I would just make a few little notes. Well, they're all over the place. I ran a room on the page. So I'm not reading, but I just need something just to remind me what I want to say. First of all, I want to thank my family, my amazing family, who are all pretty well here. Kids, grandkids, in-law kids, great-grandkids, the whole lot. Have been absolutely amazing this week. Unfortunately, some of them haven't been able to come because of the COVID restrictions and unable to get out where the places where they're residing at the moment. But I do want to thank my family very much because they have now totally reorganised my house. Well, I might never find anything again, and as for my craft things, honestly, I have it all laid out on the table very neatly. Didn't I go? No, she's done it very well. Anyway, I had them all on the table. That's where I work, after all. They're now, goodness knows, in boxes, in crates, all over the place. So I want to thank you very much for doing that for me. I'll be calling up to find them all for me and resort them for me. Yeah. Thanks, Carmen. She's the main, she's still a teacher, so she's the my children. Beautiful. So I'll never find anything right, okay. Oh yes, that's the other thing I think and thought. Every time I moved, they were force feeding me.
Well, that's what we do.
That's what you do, but you didn't have to do it with Tim Tams and chocolates. So they've been force feeding me all week with Tim Tams and chocolates. But anyway, I was accepting them, as you do. Oh yes, that's right, they took me shopping. They said, Mum, you've got to get a new outfit for Friday. I said, oh, okay, we'll take you shopping. Okay. So I went shopping with them. The only thing was they took me after the shop got closed.
We didn't know.
You didn't know? You've got internet these days, you got found out. But we had a lovely afternoon anyway, even though we got there after the shops were closed, because a lot of the shops are closing because they're not paying staff any later than a certain time, and so they're closing early. But anyway, that's what family do. They look after you very well. Okay. Now I just want to say just a few things about John when our kids were little. He had two things that he did with them if he was a little bit annoyed or he wanted to make sure that they knew that he was doing the wrong thing. Yeah, that was one of them. So he'd just bite on his finger and stare at him. And they knew immediately that they had to just behave a little bit better. And the other thing that he had was that if they were sitting down, he'd put his hand on their knee and he'd give them a hot paw. So that a hot paw was just put your hand on the kid's knee and they knew that they had to behave. So that was John's way of disciplining kids. I don't know that he spanked any of you, but some of you probably deserve it, but I don't know that any of you got an actual spanking. Do you might have got one? You probably deserve it, but anyway. Anybody who's got little kids and who, you know, maybe don't behave all as well as you'd like them to be, well, Rob's the typical example of somebody who was a little bit borderline. He's going to be the most wonderful man that you could possibly imagine. And so there's always hope. Isn't that right? Yeah, that's right. The other thing that the family have been doing for me this week is answering all my phone calls. So if people have run me and I haven't got back to you yet, I'm sorry, but I really have been busy. And I thank you very much, and particularly thank people for the wonderful food and the flowers and everything else, the cards. I mean, I just haven't had time to go to the store before yet, I'm afraid. But I will have the day by myself tomorrow, because my daughter's going to work tomorrow. And so I'll have the day by myself and I'll be able to absorb some of the things that have been happening during the week. When the funeral director was with us the other day, he said, "What do you want John to be buried in?" And I had no idea. You know, I mean, I haven't done this before, have I? And so I think one of our kids or grandkids, somebody said, "Well, why can't he wear the outfit that he gave his granddaughter Cheyenne, who unfortunately was one that can't get down from Queensland today, that she has been on the live stream." Somebody said, "Well, why can't he wear that outfit that he had that day," which was a suit, which I don't think he's worn since, and a white shirt and a lovely tie, this colour, and that's what he gave his granddaughter Cheyenne away in, and this is what I wore to Cheyenne's wedding that same day. I didn't know when I bought this jacket for that wedding that the tie that Cheyenne had chosen for her part to wear was the same colour. Isn't that amazing? So, and the family have just been incredible, and they still are being incredible. Our great-grandsons who are here, two of them are here today, are going to help put out the garbage, and my next door neighbour, Mr. Gypsy, many of you know, he's an icon around town almost, and he's going to make sure that garbage gets put out of him Thursday night. So I don't have to think, because it's amazing how many things that you don't realise until you lose something that they do for you. While the family were dealing with everything, I sat down and drank coffee and talked to people. Is that ever good? Yeah, I thought it was good. Okay. Well, thank you very much, and thank you so much for everybody for coming. And I mean, all of you are very special friends, and were very special friends, right? Very special friends to me, but many of you are very special friends to John too. And I think I always think when you go to funerals, the person who's died would love to be there too, so because that's a celebration. And we're trying today to celebrate his life, and obviously his passing. And he didn't suffer, and he wasn't in pain, and it took him 3 hours, and it was all. So we're very grateful. We've got so many things to be grateful for. And so thank you very much to everybody, and I'll be seeing you all around the place. And those who belong to groups like my One Dancing group over there, and Mahjong people, I've got some Mahjong people in the room here too, and things, don't think I won't be coming back, because I will be.